Hey, thanks a lot for joining us today. I am with Ted Thomas again, who is America's Tax Lien and Tax Deed Authority. And hey, Ted, let's talk a little bit about Georgia today. And I don't
Okay.
know if you heard this little nugget, Ted, but the first gold rush actually happened in Georgia. Did you know that?
Is Georgia part of California? I thought it happened in California.
Well, it did, but apparently the first one was in Georgia, and I thought that was a little fun fact because considering the gold rush potential of investing in Georgia,
Oh my God.
and
There is a gold rush there, but I always thought Georgia was for beaches. And now
well,
you're
it's for
telling me there's gold there too.
well, and apparently it's also for tax deed sales, Ted. And I know you know a little something. So can you tell us about investing in tax deed sales in Georgia? And is it
Well,
different
wow.
than in other states?
Georgia's really a good place to do tax deeds, but they don't have regular tax deeds there. They're kind of unusual. They have what they call redeemable tax deeds. How about
Okay,
that?
all
Yeah.
right.
You ever heard of
Now,
those?
I've heard of tax deeds and redeemable tax. You tell us a little bit about those. What's the difference?
Okay, well, normally what you do when you go to an auction, they sell a property. When they sell the property, they give you a deed. So the deed is now conveyed to you. In other words, they transferred from the county to you.
Okay,
But when they have a redeemable deed, that simply means, first of all, that the property owner did not pay the taxes, so they've defaulted. All right, now they defaulted, so now the county goes in and supposedly confiscates the property, but they sell it at auction and they sell a redeemable deed. That means the property owner can come back in the state of Georgia for 1 year. So anytime during that year, anytime in the 365 days since it's sold at auction, they can come back and redeem the property. In other words, they can say, wait a minute, I don't want to lose my property. And here's the money you invested, plus, listen to this, a 20% profit they have to pay you. So it's
that's
a
nice.
redeemable deed state. That's what it is.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so we're talking tax deeds. While we're here, do they also sell certificates for tax lien properties in Georgia?
No, states either do one or the other in most cases. So they either sell the property or they sell a piece of paper like this. So in
Okay.
Georgia, matter of fact, I made a little graphic here. So Lance, go over to let's go to camera. Oh, you're already on there. Look at that. Lance is so on the ball here. So this is Georgia. So you have a right of redemption for 1 year in Georgia. Okay. All right. So that doesn't end. It can be redeemed in Georgia in the first year. If they don't redeem it, it'll go in the second year. And in the second year, the people don't make 20%, you make 30%. The year after that, you make 40%. And the year after that, you can make 50%. So Georgia's a really exciting state to buy tax defaulted property because they have redeemable deeds. But when you buy the redeemable deed, the homeowner has 1 year to come forward, or the property owner has 1 year to come forward and pay you. If they don't pay you, you can just foreclose and take the property, and you'll make a nice whopping 20%. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
That sounds incredible.
Look at this. This is a map of all the counties in Georgia. Whoa, look at this. Can you see all the different counties?
Wow. How many counties are there, Ted? My gosh, there's dozens upon dozens.
Back it up and go back. Okay, 159 counties. That means there's 159 auctions in Georgia every month.
Hey, let me ask you. So, well, actually, I've got a question I want to ask you that actually comes from one of your YouTube viewers, Ted. When you're investing in Georgia tax sale properties, do we have to owe any money for pre-existing HOA dues, homeowners association dues?
Well, you probably want to be careful with homeowners stuff because the laws are different in different states. But in Georgia, you don't have to worry about paying other bills. In other words, homeowners and things like that. In some states, they might have a law that says the homeowners have to be paid. You see, what a homeowners really is it's another level of government. So the first level of government is the county. Then you could have townships, and you could have a homeowners association. And they have to give the homeowners power because they're allowed to say to the people that you have to maintain your property, you have to take care of things, whatever. So the whole place doesn't go down and have problems because one property owner doesn't do a good job. So A homeowners association can have a lot of power, but in most
Okay.
cases that I know of in Georgia, you don't have to worry about that.
So 159 counties right there in Georgia. They're doing one every month. Can you tell us, is it easy to find a tax sale list in Georgia for, anybody who's watching and who might want to invest there?
Okay, well, you could do two different things. Lance, you can go off and show them the picture again. You could go directly to the county and say the county, you want to have a list, and they'll provide you a list. Or you could do the real easy way our clients do it. What they do is I have what I call an auction calendar. Okay, so it's an interactive map, an auction calendar. It shows all the states of the United States, and it shows how many auctions are taking place in all those. But the easiest way, if you want to do, is you could just call your local county and find out. But if you want to find out a lot of different counties like Georgia, you can see there's 159 different counties. You could pick any county you want. You could go up here to the north, come down here to the south. You can go in the middle. You can go anywhere you want. So you could then look at the auction calendar, and all of the auctions in Georgia take place the first Tuesday of the month, and they happen every single month in Georgia.
Well, I tell you, that's for the viewers, that sounds pretty neat, and you've made it pretty easy. So let me ask you, Ted, if somebody's watching and they do want to attend a Georgia property auction and they want to save themselves all that research time, how do they subscribe to your magic map?
Well, that's what they should do. That's the easiest thing to do. Just subscribe to that. Here's the beauty in Georgia. The worst that you could case is if you went and bought a tax deed in Georgia. The worst case is that people come in and pay you. So let's say you bought one today, and the next day the guy says, I'm going to pay my tax. And he comes in and pays his tax. In one day, you would make a 20% profit. The minimum you can make in Georgia is 20% in one day or 365 days. In the second year, the minimum you can make is 30%. In the third year, it's 40%. And in the fourth year, it's 50%. That's the way it works in Georgia.
That is the potential for a real gold rush there, Ted, no doubt about it. So, hey, if somebody wants to learn more about how to do this, the ins and outs of tax deed investing, do you have a course that they can, what would you recommend they do next?
Sure, the easiest way, rather than we tell you, pitch you a course, just go below me, go to tedthomas.com. You can get yourself invited to an all-day workshop if you want. You can go to a 3-day workshop if you want. You can just buy course materials. So there's a ton of things to do. Just go to tedthomas.com.
Thanks for watching.